What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end and hear the full story and all the details in the case. It's a lot of twists and turns in this one, so y'all try to keep up with me. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people, as soon as we wake up in the morning, it's a million thoughts that go through our minds. It could be something simple, like what am I going to eat today? Or I hope work goes good. Or depending what situation you are in, it could be something major. Like I don't know what I'm going to do to pay this rent or to feed my kids. We all know it's a struggle to live life and keep a sane mind through it all. For a lot of people, they deal with depression. They might get up, go to work, do things like everybody else, but deep inside, they feel hopeless and empty. Others might depend on things to help them ease their mind, like having a few drinks every day or smoking just to get by. And when it comes to us men, I know for a fact, we will walk around and smile because we are taught not to be vulnerable or weak. But really, we are not okay and struggling mentally. A lot of times, it comes out in ways like overreacting, fussing out your spouse if you are in a relationship, because the people the closest to you are the ones you spend the most time with. Bottling everything up and ignoring your feelings could seem noble for most men. You think, I'm not about to sit here and whine. I'm going to suck it up, keep it moving, no matter how I'm feeling. But doing that can put everyone in danger, especially when that breaking point comes around. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it all the way back to 2015 to Queens, New York, to discuss the case of a man who thought his girlfriend was cheating and took out his anger on the whole family. Back in 2015, 34-year-old Jonathan Walker was navigating life in the Big Apple. The Buffalo native, as a young man over 6 feet, 5 inches tall, and over 200 pounds, Jonathan was into sports and even played pro basketball overseas around about 2008 and 2009. But somewhere in the mix, he met the love of his life, 31-year-old Shantae Hale. The two met back in NYC, and it was love at first sight. Over the years, the couple had 2 beautiful daughters, and by 2015, they had been together so long, it was considered a common law marriage. Their daughters were 7-year-old Taylor Walker and 12-year-old Christina Walker. Their 2 daughters were their world. Shantae had a good job as a computer analyst, and Jonathan was using his sides to work security at local nightclubs in NYC. They lived in Queens at Shantae's family's home, owned by her mother, 62-year-old Miss Viola Warren, and Shantae's aunt. Miss Viola worked at JFK International Airport, and the family stayed close to help each other out. Shantae was described by many as a bubbly young lady who loved life, her kids, and Jonathan. She was looking forward to their future and hoping they would officially get married one day. Family stated she was a little private when it came to her relationship though, and kept her business to herself. It was never nothing crazy though. A few police reports about 10 years prior for the couple getting into verbal arguments where police were called, but nothing out of the ordinary. People who knew Jonathan described him as a gentle giant who loved his girls and Shantae. His focus was providing a better life for his family. That year, it seemed things were going fine for the man. He had recently obtained his gun permit, which in NYC is hard to do. That would allow him to work bigger security jobs, even do private security to make more money. It seemed Jonathan had everything a man could ask for: a beautiful family who loved him, a decent job, and a bright future. But he was having intrusive thoughts. He felt Shantae was stepping out behind his back, seeing multiple other men. It's not clear why Jonathan felt this way, but as time went on, he was convinced. No one in the house ever seen the couple argue, and if they did, it was private. So if he confronted Shantae with his thoughts, no one will never know. On January 23rd, 2015, it was a Friday night. Jonathan had a security job set up for later on, but beforehand, he was drinking at a local bar. A few people who knew Jonathan said he kept telling anyone who would listen he felt his girlfriend was cheating on him. People that knew Shantae told him, like, bro, you geeking. Put the drinks down, you had enough. Not a heavy drinker, the liquor hit Jonathan hard. So instead of going to his gig, he told a friend of his he was calling it a night. And he was about to head home to watch TV with his girl. Now in the early morning hours on January 24th, Jonathan went back to the family's home in Queens. Everyone was sleeping. His daughters, Shantae, his mother-in-law, and Shantae's aunt in another part of the house. In the silence of the morning, inside the home, multiple shots went off. NYPD received a call from a person they at first thought was a young woman, saying her family had been shot. When they responded to the home and entered, it was a horrific scene. Shantae was found in a bedroom, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Miss Viola was found in a separate room, also suffering from a gunshot wound. Little Kayla had sadly also been shot, and the caller who made the police call was 12-year-old Christina, who had also been shot in the head. But by the grace of God, she had survived. But unfortunately, her mother, grandmother, and little sister had all passed away from their injuries. She was able to tell police her father was the shooter before being rushed to a nearby hospital. Jonathan had fled the scene in his SUV. A manhunt started for the man, and a few hours later, his car was found parked up at JFK International Airport, and he was suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. It was determined to be self-inflicted. Family of Shantae and the girls were devastated. No one saw this coming and couldn't understand why Jonathan snapped and did that to his family. His brother, who lived in Las Vegas, told police later on he received a call from his brother after he shot the family and left the house. He told him he messed up, he snapped and had to go. When his brother asked Jonathan why the kids, he told him he didn't want them to go into foster care. As everyone grieved the incident, the community was in shock. No one even knew Jonathan was at his breaking point. The only bright light in the situation was the couple's oldest daughter had survived her injuries. Her aunt, who was also in the house at the time of the incident, did an interview months later. She told the news she was asleep in another part of the house and she didn't hear anything. She now realized Jonathan didn't know she was dead, or she could have easily been the next victim. She stated Christina was also shot in the head, but she was awakened by the other gunshots first. When she saw her father walk into the room, she flinched, and that saved the young girl's life, as the bullet didn't go all the way in. She was trying to still be a kid and enjoy life, but the scars, pain, and memory of what happened to her family was still fresh and lingering. Rest in peace to Shantae, Miss Viola, that innocent baby girl Kayla, and Jonathan as well. I pray Christina was able to heal from that trauma. As of now, she is a grown woman. Jonathan did something that I couldn't even imagine doing, especially to my kids. I get it. He felt Shantae was cheating on him. He could have left or simply just let her know his mind was racing. But to take it out on your kids and even her mother is terrible. The cold part about it, you left one of your baby girls out here to live with that trauma and hurt forever while you took the easy way out. I know for a fact mental health issues are real. And for my fellas, I know it's not cool to be weak or seem vulnerable, but before we get to this point, talk to somebody, a close friend, family member, because a lot of people don't trust therapy. It's better to get it off your chest than to let the pressure make you make a mistake you can't come back from. But I want to leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the situation. Leave it in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story. Terrible situation. Rest in peace to everybody that lost their life in this situation. I'm definitely praying for everybody affected by it as well. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. Definitely tap that like button if you're feeling the content. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. That's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.